treasure hunter Golden Tooth lands in the hospital with severe poisoning after licking an ancient amulet. Now his friends Hu Bai, Shirley Yang, and Fatty Wong have to head to the Wu mountain range and find the tomb the amulet came from. It's the only way to fight the poison. The village of Qingxi, where the trio arrives posing as archaeologists, turns out to be a strange place. The locals are clearly hiding something, and when the heroes set off in search of the tomb, a squad of men from the village trails them. In the 10 years since the first screen adaptation of Tian Shiba-Chang's Candle in the Tomb novel cycle, Chinese filmmakers have released dozens of movies and series inspired by it. Even so, the final 8th book in the octology contains far more material that's controversial from the standpoint of Chinese censorship, which is why it has been adapted much less often than the others. As far as feature films go, you can really only point to the Coffin Mountain of Wu Gorge from 2019, while a series based on that book isn't expected until 2027. Guanshan Grand Guardian is also formally based on the concluding volume, but the filmmakers decided to play it safe and heavily rework the plot. As a result, the movie uses only the novel's setup and then, around the midpoint, pivots into an entirely different story. A grab bag of familiar tomb raiding tropes: ghosts, riddles, traps, betrayals, and big reveals. To round it out, they pour a folk horror sauce over everything, turning it into a semi-mystical retro detective story in which the characters also debunk the legend of a local village curse. You'd think that in 2025, this kind of genre mashup wouldn't surprise anyone anymore. Yet Guanshan Grand Guardian still managed to perform reasonably well on streaming platforms. Of course, the recognizable brand and popular characters helped, but viewers who could make peace with the story changes also appreciated the production design, especially the imaginative look of the underground tomb, as well as the steady hand with which director Luo Yi-Wei tells the story, and the decent, by online movie standards, visual effects. The budget was only 8 million yuan, which isn't much for the genre, but there are no obvious technical compromises, and if corners were cut, they were cut carefully. Audiences also responded warmly to Hong Kong actor Cheung as Hu Bai. Cheung had already played the character in Mojin, Mysterious Treasure, which, for the record, was one of the biggest online hits of 2020. What's interesting is that, in the big picture, Guanshan Grand Guardian isn't all that different from Mysterious Treasure. It's just that 5 years have passed and a lot has changed. We've watched so many tomb raiding films by now, good ones, bad ones, and completely forgettable ones, that it's nearly impossible to judge yet another project without bias, especially one that doesn't offer a single truly new idea. It's not incompetent, but it's not original in the slightest. It's not cheap, but it's not spectacular either. It's briskly paced, so why do you keep catching yourself checking the runtime? Unfortunately, we've been so thoroughly overfed with this kind of movie that expecting objectivity is pointless. First, we need to lie down for a while and digest.